how did you enjoy shooting in LA?
I'll tell you something, it was a lot of fun. We had a great time. I think, you know, the weather was nice.
Yeah.
And it almost never rains, so you don't have to go to cover set too much. Mm-hmm. And we shot in great locations like Venice Beach. Mm-hmm. And the Grove.
Yeah, the Grove.
That's great shopping in between filming.
Where else?
Today you're going to learn what drives Paul Rudd's magnetic personality in this week's episode of Classic Charm. I've been the ultimate Paul Rudd fanboy since 2005's 40-Year-Old Virgin. He's the god of rom-coms and also my fantasy best friend. The magic of Paul Rudd is that we all had a friend just like him. A normal-looking dude that loves cracking you up at the most inappropriate moments, but would never lose your trust and is an old buddy, old pal. I wrote a bunch of lead-ups to what drives Paul Rudd's magnetic energy and just general likableness by probably everyone in the world. Honestly, can you think of anyone who would not like this guy? But I'm just gonna get to it. Paul Rudd is happy. I can't really move forward if you can't get on board with this. Because when it comes to being absolutely magnetic, this check on the box is the hugest. It's human nature for everyone to gravitate towards people with qualities we admire, and more than having power over others, being rich or intelligent, having cool talents like basketball or ghost hunting. The one on top of the list of traits is the seemingly ever elusive happiness. Because if you're happy, really genuinely just full of glee in every situation, you really don't need anything else. And honestly, I know a lot of fucking people. Hardly anyone's happy. So if you meet a person that seems to just be automatically getting shots of cocaine straight into his lung stream at all times without ever trying, and he makes the room full of laughter and that sense of everything's gonna be okay, you want to be around that person a lot and just feel his golden shower of good cheer as much as you can. Paul looks like he knows the secret to happiness is just to choose to be happy all the time. He knows that you don't actually have to fucking do anything to actually achieve happiness. In fact, achieving happiness makes no sense to a person like him. You don't achieve happiness. There's no path to happiness. Rather, you just choose happiness as your default state, and there you go, boy. You're set on a path of happy no matter what life throws at you. And no, it's not like Paul doesn't get pissed or doesn't dislike certain people. I'm sure he's muttered the line, "That guy's a fucking dick," as many times as you have. Happiness isn't some hypnotized state where you're numb from all negativity. It's actually more like having the ability to get negative about something, but still being a happy son of a bitch at the core anyway. It's literally as simple as snapping your fingers and then deciding to make that your life for the rest of your life. You can do this right now by counting down. 3, 2, 1, pop! There, now you're as happy as Paul Rudd is. Now you could just make everyone around you crack up because nothing is so serious to be so serious. You're Paul Rudd now. Okay, there's a next half to Paul's magnetic charm. He's probably the best improvisationalist I've ever lived. What? He's probably the best improviser ever lived. I just realized that word is actually improviser. The people who are the most talented at their crafts are the ones you don't think they're really doing much. I have this idea that there's 3 levels of perception to being really talented. The first level is when you make something look incredibly difficult and you look stressed about it. The second level is when you make something look really difficult and you look at ease when you're doing it. The highest level of being talented is when you make it look effortless and not really something that would take much skill for even a beginner.
She got an exquisite pussy? Well, how about my exquisite erection, huh? Eva, what do you think? You like my exquisite erection? Do you like my erection selection? What do you think, Eva? Yeah? You gonna take it? You gonna take that dick? You gonna take that dick, huh? I'm gonna pop off a piece of my dick. Oh yeah, I'm fixin' to fuck you. I'm gonna fuck you. I'm gonna get it all up in your vag. get it up in your vag with my dick. With my dick. Gonna put it in with my dick. I'm gonna put my dick in. I'm gonna put my dick in.
What's up, man?
Hey,
You alright?
man. What's up?
But then you go and try it and you realize it's fucking impossible.
I used to go into kind of like public restrooms.
Yes.
At urinal. I'd stand at a urinal.
Yeah.
And pull my pants all the way down like a kid.
Really?
And stand
Like a little kid.
like a little kid, but like a grown man. I would do this.
Yes.
And you don't expect to see it.
Right.
It's funny to me.
That's funny. I have to say, a grown man doing that is funny, but you're doing this in public?
Well, I was usually like for the benefit of like a friend that I'm, might be peeing with. I was at a press tour with Jason Segel. I said, I just have to use the restroom before we go on air, and I knew he was gonna go to the bathroom too, so I ran in first, and I did it, and there was no one else in the bathroom. I was standing up, just like completely, bare-assed, standing at the urinal, and the door opens, and it was just like some guy that worked for Much Music.
Oh no!
And
it wasn't Segel?
That's where Paul Rudd is at for improv. You don't even realize he's doing anything special, even though, for some reason, you're laughing so hard your cheeks are falling off. And I'm about to teach you the second most important rule of improv ever made. So be ready for this. This is what Paul is the best at, and if you can get good at this, you'll never have to think about trying to be funny ever again. Ready? Be boring. Yep. Disappointed? Yep. So in improv, one of the most important rules is that. Be boring. You want me to get into the mechanics of why this is genius and actually valuable at all? Okay. First, when it comes to group interactions, the point of an improv sketch is not for you to be the star. The entire focus of improv is to further a narrative built from the tiniest nugget of information. To make someone the star in improv would be throwing off the balance of that focus, making it feel lopsided by taking away the back and forth ping-pong buildup of a spontaneous story. The next big reason you should be boring is that during an interaction, the speed of your cohesiveness with others is more important than you actually trying to be funny. Third, even that concept of trying to think of something funny is the biggest trip up for amateur comedians. The second you start thinking is the moment you stop entertaining. All right, you want me to get further into this? Okay, here we go. You, the person who's watching this video right now, you are unique. There is literally nobody like you, and there will never, ever be another you. You are one out of many billions. The exact thoughts you're thinking right now, no matter how similar they could be to the others watching this video right now, are perfectly unique. If you get up on stage and start spontaneously talking, nobody will ever say what you say. This element of uniqueness in every individual is the life force in the art of improv. This means that you have an endless well of original creative ideas that could flow out of you at every moment. And they're all going to be unique to you in some big or even just a slightly different way. You could draw these out of you on command at any time. Imagination is instinctual. So, to ever try to be creative, interesting, and funny makes zero sense to an improviser. Because 1, the second you leave your instinctual imaginings is the second you have stopped being unique. And 2, even a millisecond of thinking about something funny or interesting is a millisecond too long when it comes to being perfectly engaged and cohesive with another person. And here's where everyone gets mucked up. Right now, if you're a normal person, you're thinking, that's great and all, Anthony, but I'm not some genius funny man. I've tried trusting my creative instincts and it just stinks. Sorry about the waka waka. But the thing about being you is that you live with you a real lot. In fact, you live with you more than anyone else lives with you. So you know yourself so freaking much that you think your natural thoughts are boring and unoriginal. Just like I'm sure that if you were stranded on a desert island with only an iPad that had the movie Godfather downloaded on it, and you just ended up watching The Godfather about 8 billion times, you'd eventually think, The Godfather isn't very amazing anymore. It's because you've seen it so much that it's lost its magic. And that's where everyone gets screwed up when it comes to improv. They think they have no magic. But for someone who has never met you before, that exact recipe of all the millions of little qualities and tendencies you have is the exact mixture that will entice them for hours after you've left the stage. So basically what I'm trying to say is, Paul Rudd is really good at that. If you start looking at his humor, you never see Paul going for anything outside of his unique take on the obvious next step. Let's go back to Paul's urinal prank on Jason Segel. He tends to like penis humor, so when Paul and Jason both need to go pee and they're next to each other at the urinal, what's the obvious thing to say to your buddy to make him feel uncomfortable?
Sometimes if we're at the urinal together and there's other people around, he'll just go like this. Yeah, nice penis.
Or when you're on a press junket for a movie and it has this professional, serious tone to it, and there's a mug of water next to you for you to drink, and so you drink it, and you have a beard. What's the obvious thing to do to make your co-star laugh? How about spill the water all over your face? Then what? How about ask to get topped off as though it's some sort of cocktail?
Could I get some more water, please?
Can I get a top up?
Top that off. Top up. Just a little bit of a top up, please.
Paul doesn't do anything mind-blowing because he knows that he himself and his natural inclinations are the special variables in the funniness equation.
Do you?
Could you dance a dance of sorrow with just your face?
I'll try. And I said this is an organic thing generally, but
I know, I'm sorry to put you on the spot here.
I'll try it. Dance, a maudlin dance with my face.
Yeah.
Can you just give me a beat?
Sorry, I wasn't giving you a very good beat.
I thought it was a great beat.
I like that.
It's amazing. Just sometimes you dance and then you are put into the mood. Mm-hmm. I'm feeling maudlin now. When I wasn't before. You know the only way to cure that?
No.
Happy face dancing.
Oh. You want me to give you a beat?
Nope.
Okay.
No more needs to be added than him and his dumb ideas. So you too, could be like my fantasy best friend Paul Rudd by simply trusting your own instincts. Trust your faculties. Trust yourself. And just like the secret to being happy, when everyone else is busy trying to find the answer outside of themselves, you know the magic happens right there inside of your little head just by going snap.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this week's episode. Now listen, if you are interested in seeing how you fare against the iconic bachelors of the world like Paul Rudd, well, I have a test for you. It's called the Iconic Bachelor Test. Just go to bachelortest.com or click right the fuck below and you can take the test, see your score, see how you compare, and then after that, you'll be qualified for the free audiobook called The Iconic Bachelor Masterclass. This gets right inside the minds of guys like Paul Rudd, Ryan Reynolds, Robert Downey Jr., and you get to learn like them. You get to learn to live like them, learn to be like them, feel how they feel, get inside of their body, inside of their skin, and do what they do, and learn to ultimately be your best self. So, all right, guys, thanks so much. All right, bye-bye.